Come on, Kathleen. Oh, I swear, Kennedy, all your movies don't mean anything. The fans ain't impressed. I mean, really, Enfys Nest. Oh, come on, let's. Oh, come on, Kathleen. Come on, Kathleen. What's up, y'all? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you what's on my mind. And this is a quick one because I'm actually doing this before work instead of after work, as I usually do. And I just wanted to check in because it's that magical weekend. First and foremost, it's Memorial Day weekend. And I want to give a big shout out in prayer to everyone who paid the supreme sacrifice for the country that we live in. Most of us live in. See, I got to check myself because a lot of you remind me I am reaching people all throughout the world. In America, this is Memorial Day, where we celebrate and remember all of the people who died in war. And I can extend that to everyone who paid the ultimate price for freedom in this world. I'd like to do that if I can. So this is an American holiday, but I want to extend it to everyone who's died in the cause of freedom. How's that? So anyway, I want to make a few remarks and then I'm out of here. Of course, I want to shout out all of my subscribers, all of the commentators, everyone who comments. I want to shout out everyone who likes these videos, everyone who shares these videos. You know, like I always say, it means a whole lot to me, you know, to be making these connections. So thank you guys, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and I hope you guys are all doing well and you're safe. You're just the best. So anyway, here we are, and you know, everyone's talking about the release of Solo, not another Star Wars story. And you know, it is what it is, man. I really do feel like this is going to be very much underwhelming as an opening for a Star Wars film. And you know, the point is, guys, I want everyone to know the point is not how good or bad Solo is for me. Okay, so for everyone who keeps coming into the comments and telling me that the movie was good, it was okay, or whatever, I'm glad that you had a good movie-going experience. I'm glad, okay? Just remember this, guys. So before you come in the comment section calling me idiots and all that stuff, just remember I said that I'm glad that you had a good movie-going experience. I am glad. Please enjoy yourselves. And for the guy who came in and said he's going to start shooting people who wear the Solo shirts, all I have to say to you, my friend, is my whole family, please believe, are in law enforcement. My whole family is in law enforcement, and we just love the Second Amendment, okay? So, enough said on that. You know, now look, I have an article that I want to read real quick, and then I'm going to get up out of here. And this article is on money. I said money, CNN.com. Here's the headline. Is Solo suffering from Star Wars fatigue? Is Solo suffering from Star Wars fatigue? And it goes on to say, every new Star Wars film brings an excitement that can be felt throughout the galaxy. Yet, this weekend's Solo, a Star Wars story, seems to be missing some of the usual galactic hype. Is Disney's Han Solo spin-off, which tells the origin story of the smuggler, suffering from a bit of Star Wars fatigue? It's certainly possible after 4 movies in 2.5 years, although fatigue is a relative term in the case of Star Wars, said Sean Robbins, chief analyst at BoxOffice.com. This is a spin-off with established characters that still has a shot at 100 million or more opening. Every movie franchise would love to have that level of fatigue. Okay, still in denial. Disney has a clockwork approach with its other blockbuster brand, Marvel, rolling out superhero movies several times a year that are actually good. But this movie release model, even on a smaller scale, presents a real challenge with Star Wars. The sci-fi series started as a concrete story about the Skywalker family drama, even while it grew into an expanded universe. Yet, the film always stayed close to the main story, which gave them a special quality. In December 2016, Disney successfully changed that template with its first spin-off, Rogue One. showing that there's life away from the Skywalkers. Yeah, it was never a question whether there was life away from the Skywalkers, but it was kind of like side stories. You know what I mean? It's like every epic story has to have an anchor narrative, and then there's satellite stories that go around it. No big mystery there. Solo is another attempt at that, but it made only $14.1 million on Thursday night, a record for the Thursday before Memorial Day, but half of what Rogue One brought in on its opening Thursday. In fact, Solo is currently forecasted for a 4-day holiday weekend of $105 million to $115 million. It went down again. That would be the lowest opening for a Star Wars film since the 3-day opening of 2005's Revenge of the Sith. We're experiencing Star Wars saturation. When the movie first came out in 1977, fans had to wait 3 years for each new film. I made that point on an earlier video too, by the way. I mean, not to say I told you so, but I kind of fucking did. Another 16 years went by until the prequels. It was yet another decade before the franchise was reawakened by The Force Awakens. Oh, that was so... These writers, man, I swear they're on a different level. It's only been 5 months since The Last Jedi, but here comes Solo. Even when Star Wars isn't in theaters, it's ever present in pop culture. There's TV shows, books, merchandising, video games, fan events, theme parks, and year-round announcements about upcoming projects. The galaxy isn't far, far away. It's here, and it's everywhere. Luke Skywalker himself, Mark Hamill, has even said that Disney should pace themselves. Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. Especially if you're not going to put out good quality. Guys, come on now. Okay. Star Wars felt rare and special and unparalleled when there were only 3 precious movies held up as the ideal, wrote Kayla Hale Stern, a senior editor for pop culture site The Mary Sue. These days, it seems like we're approaching a time when anything can be called Star Wars if it has the right branding. Yeah, that's right. That's the problem. Julia Alexander, a senior internet culture reporter for Polygon, points out that this feeling of fatigue could get worse as Disney ramps up its standalone streaming service in 2019. The only method the company has for competing is offering more of its biggest properties, more Marvel, more Star Wars, Alexander wrote. Ironically, Disney's commitment to its expansive universes may be just the thing that finally turns us away from what we loved most. Like, really? Fatigue or not, Disney has pushed forward on Solo, despite production issues. The company had to replace the original directors with Ron Howard. The film, which has had mixed reviews, is now going to face... By the way, did you guys see the audience reviews on Rotten Tomatoes for Solo, A Star Wars Story? Guys, the last time I looked, that joint was down to 54%. 54, or I should say, yeah, 54, and dropping. And then when you go on to read the reviews, it's sad, guys. I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm here doing a happy dance. It's like we were trying to prevent this. But, like I said, look at the writing on the wall, guys. As another famous villain in movie history once said, which is Bill the Butcher, that is the minority vote. Bitches. Okay. The film, which has had mixed reviews, is now going to face stiffer competition in a more crowded summer blockbuster season. But tipping the odds in Solo's favor is the fact that it's part of a sci-fi franchise that has brought in roughly $9 billion at the worldwide box office, and they can't afford to hire better writers than what they have. Look, guys, no matter how you feel about these movies, you must admit this is not like the next level of storytelling it should be for all the money that they can pay these people to come up with it. Okay, we can at least, I think, all kind of agree with that. Probably too much to ask. It arguably has the most loyal fan base in pop culture, so loyal that we will fight for it. And the movie doesn't feature just any nerf herder, but one of its most beloved characters. There's already been a warm reception for Alden Ehrenreich, who plays the young Solo, and Donald Glover, who plays a young Lando Calrissian. That should help the movie take off at the box office despite the bumpy liftoff. Kids, families, and casual moviegoers are a major component of the franchise's success. They aren't as concerned or even aware of the film's production drama or impassioned fan debates. Yeah, you keep telling yourself that. Nobody knows about the fan debates. Nobody knows about what's going on as far as the protesting within the fandom and how we felt about The Last Jedi. That's the one thing that this thing isn't talking about, the backlash. That has a lot to do with this, guys. And Kathleen Kennedy, I'm talking directly to you. That is what this is about. This is about your mishandling in hiring and allowing Rian Johnson to trash the original trilogy characters, and J.J. Abrams for that matter, to trash what came before. You didn't have to do that. If you wanted to make way for Rey and Finn and Poe, then you could have done that in a much more respectful way than you did for what came first. That's what this is about. Kathleen Kennedy, I'm talking to you. And I'm talking to the people at Lucasfilm who have the authority to reel her in or fire her. We can't go on this way. Star Wars has endured that kind of criticism many times in the past, most notably in the days of Jar Jar Binks. But when audiences have looked for popcorn escapism, these movies have been as reliable as it gets. So what's changed, huh? And if Star Wars fatigue is real, then Disney has to recover. The next film, more than a year away, Star Wars Episode 9, hits theaters on December 20th, 2019. There, my friends, is the battleground. And we have to remember that. This is but a warning. This is but a declaration. What's going to happen on December 20th, 2019 is going to send a clear and a strong message. For those of you who are not on board, you have that long to understand where we're coming from. You can do what you want to do. No one is telling you what to do. I'm just saying you can try to see it from our point of view. Clearly, it's not a bunch of overweight white guys. Unless I'm wearing a hell of a prosthetic. Anyway, it's time for a brother to get ready for work. And I just wanted to reach out to you guys. And I will see you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.